Hi, my name is Danny and I'm a keeper here at Wellington Zoo. Wellington Zoo's conservation partners do some amazing work protecting animals in the wild. But did you know, you are also helping just by visiting Wellington Zoo. A portion of every close encounter and zoo crew pass goes directly to our conservation fund to assist our conservation partners and the important work that they do around the world.
I'm Valkia, I'm the senior vet at Wellington Zoo. One of Wellington Zoo's conservation partners is the West Coast Penguin Trust. The Trust's aim is to conserve Fiordland crested penguins, or tawaki, and little blue penguins and other endangered seabirds of the West Coast, and also their habitat. So these guys fundraise, they research, they do field work on these species to try and conserve them in the wild. Here at Wellington Zoo, at the Neste Kohanga, we treat sick and injured native wildlife, and we also treat any sick or injured tawaki that the Fiordland Crested Penguin Trust might find when they're out doing field work. So these birds get flown up to us here at the nest. Once they're here, we figure out what's wrong with them, we fix whatever injuries or illnesses they might have, and then they spend a short period of time in our saltwater pool, once they're well again, waterproofing and getting fit for release. Fiordland crested penguins, or tawaki, are strong birds with big personalities. They're really great species to work with in the clinic, and it's always a really big buzz for our whole team when we have the opportunity to release them back into the wild where they belong.
Hi, I'm Amy. I'm the General Manager of Strategic Communication, Experience and Conservation at Wellington Zoo. I love our sun bears because they're smart, they're tenacious, and they're the only bears in zoos in New Zealand. We've worked with Free the Bears for a long time. Sean, our sun bear who lives at Wellington Zoo, was rescued from outside a shop in Phnom Penh by Free the Bears when he was a cub, and that's what Free the Bears do. They save and protect bears throughout Southeast Asia and make sure they live better lives. I was super excited when Sasa, the sun bear, was born at Wellington Zoo. At that time, we were the only zoo in Australasia that had successfully bred sun bears. And with Sean, her dad, having been rescued for the wild, it was a huge moment for us. People can visit their sanctuaries in Asia and go and learn about the bears, and that's what I helped with when I was over there. I helped with marketing programs, helped develop their visitor experience, some of their learning programs, and reviewed their volunteering program. Working so closely with sun bears in their range state was a real privilege for me, and it really brought home to me how important it is that all of us join together to help save these amazing animals and the habitats they come from.
Hi, I'm Nathan. I'm one of the primate keepers here at Wellington Zoo, and I look after the golden lion tamarins as part of my role. So we're very lucky that we can even see golden lion tamarins alive today. Back in the 1970s, their population in the wild decreased to about 200 individuals, and that was mainly due to deforestation and fragmentation of forests, so small populations getting isolated so that they can't link together to breed. One of the conservation partners that Wellington Zoo supports is the Golden Lion Tamarin Association. They're based in southeastern Brazil, which is the only sort of remnant forest where you can still find these in the wild. They work by building up large nurseries to repair, rejuvenate the forest, and they have a lot of conservation sort of education programs with local communities and specifically with school groups. With our golden lion tamarins here at Wellington Zoo, we're actually part of the worldwide breeding program. Around about 1/3 of the wild population now is made up of animals that have come from zoos. And population now is around about 3,200.
Hi, I'm Bonnie and I'm a carnivore keeper here at Wellington Zoo. I'm lucky enough to work with our two beautiful cheetah boys, Kango and Kunjika. They are beautiful and regal, and their adaptations make them perfect for their niche. They are my absolute favourite animals to spend time with. Wellington Zoo supports cheetah outreach, and I was lucky enough to spend 1 month with them in South Africa helping to save cheetah in the wild. So I assisted with the Anatolian Guard Dog project, which places Anatolian Guard dogs on farms that have a predator presence in order to protect any cheetahs that may come onto farmland. This helps to prevent stock loss and creates a win-win situation for cheetahs and farmers. Working with Cheetah Outreach was such an amazing experience. I learnt so much about the species and what we need to do to help keep these amazing guys in the wild by helping support Cheetah Outreach.
Hi, I'm Peter, Conservation Manager at Wellington Zoo. I also happen to be one of the co-founders of the Kia Conservation Trust, one of Wellington Zoo's key conservation partners. Numbers in the wild are now down to fewer than 5,000, which makes supporting Kia conservation a priority for us. We support the Kia Conservation Trust's efforts to mitigate all the threats Kia are facing in the wild today, including pest control when birds are nesting and most vulnerable, removing poisonous lead from their environment, to looking for solutions when curious and mischievous Kia inevitably get into trouble with their human neighbours. Here in our wonderful walk-through Kia habitat, you can get up close to the world's only alpine parrot. Kia, an iconic New Zealand species, a taonga, a treasure that Wellington Zoo and the Kia Conservation Trust together are working to find a bright future for.
Not only can you help protect animals by visiting Wellington Zoo, there's also something that you can do from home, and it's as simple as looking for this logo. FSC stands for Forestry Stewardship Council, and any paper or wood product displaying this logo is certified as coming from a sustainable source and not the homes of species like tigers, sun bears, and chimpanzees. By making a small change to the products you buy, like toilet paper, pencils, school books, and timber, you can help to protect the natural habitats of animals.
My name's Amy, I'm a Carnivore Keeper here at Wellington Zoo, and one of my favourite roles is looking after our two Tasmanian devils. We've got Anne-Marie and Molly. So Tassie devils are having a bit of a tough time in the wild at the moment, and the reason for that is an infectious cancer that they're passing between each other. So it's called the devil facial tumour disease, and since it was first noticed, devil sightings have declined by about 70%. Wellington Zoo supports Save the Tasmanian Devil program to save this iconic species from extinction in the wild, and one of the ways we do that is by establishing and maintaining a disease-free population of Tasmanian devils, so that hopefully one day when this disease has been eliminated or cured in the wild, we have this healthy population of devils that we can put back into Tasmania.
Hi, I'm Daniel Warsaw, General Manager Business and Partnerships here at Wellington Zoo. Some of my favourite animals here at the zoo are these wonderful black and white ruffed lemurs. There are nearly 100 species of lemurs, and they are only found on the island of Madagascar off the eastern coast of Africa. Unfortunately, all lemurs are under threat from habitat loss, and they're the most endangered mammals in the entire world. At Wellington Zoo, we support the Madagascar Flora and Fauna Group, or otherwise known as the MFG. I recently travelled to Madagascar to help the MFG with organisational strategy, and I'm now also representing Wellington Zoo on the MFG's board, helping them to save all of Madagascar's special biodiversity from the threat of extinction. I was lucky enough to be able to see some black and white ruffed lemurs who were zoo bred and released back into the wild by MFG several years ago. These lemurs helped to increase the population's genetic diversity and numbers. It was an awe-inspiring sight to see some of these special animals thriving in the wild thanks to the MFG with Wellington Zoo's support.
Hi, I'm Amanda and I'm the Practice Manager of the Nesta Kohanga at our veterinary hospital.
And I'm Ash, I'm the Marketing and Comms Advisor at Wellington Zoo. My favourite part of the day is coming into the zoo in the morning and hearing white-cheeked gibbons, Robin and Wilson, sing their amazing morning duet.
Through the Wellington Zoo Conservation Fund, we support Fauna and Flora International's Vietnam program to save the critically endangered northern white-cheeked gibbon and other threatened species in the Primate National Park.
We're both really lucky to go over to Vietnam and support our conservation partner FFI. So I spent a month in Hanoi, Vietnam, working with the team on the communications plan. So I built and developed a social media strategy to help the team out.
I spent 2 weeks working with the Forest Patrol team in the Primate National Park areas. We spent time working with the forest rangers and teaching them how to use the GPS and other monitoring devices that support smart training, and also learning from them about forest management. Through collaboration with the local people and providing conservation jobs in the forest, FFI is well on their way to saving the northern white-cheeked gibbon in the wild.
My name's CHYE-MEI and I'm a reptile and invertebrate keeper here at Wellington Zoo. What I love about geckos and skinks is that we've got so many different species here in New Zealand. So we've got upwards of 100 different species and all of them occupy unique niches in our environment. They play really important roles as pollinators, predators, seed dispersers and kaitiaki of our ecosystems. So what I love about lizards is that everyone in New Zealand likely has a gecko or a skink in their backyard, and that means that everyone can get really excited about and involved in lizard conservation. Wellington Zoo has a partnership with the Department of Conservation where zoo staff go out to Machusomes Island and search for and monitor ngahiri geckos and barking geckos, otherwise known as Wellington green geckos. The skills we learn on our survey trips will be used to help save other lizard species that Wellington Zoo plans to support in the future.
Wellington Zoo also helps to treat native wildlife. Every year, our expert vets at the Nest Te Kohanga receive hundreds of injured wildlife. Unfortunately, many of these injuries are caused by cats and dogs. But you can help. Walk your dog on a lead, especially near bush and coastline, the home of species like kiwi and little blue penguin. Keep your cats inside at night. By practicing responsible pet ownership, you can help us protect New Zealand's unique native wildlife.
Hi, I'm Ellie, a Senior Visitor Advisor here at Wellington Zoo. I am lucky enough to be part of the team to welcome our many visitors through our front doors and helping to ensure that they can have the best possible visit to our zoo. Over the last few years, we've been increasing our sustainable and ethically sourced retail products in the zoo shop, like games, puzzles and books, which are FSC certified. Wellington Zoo supports Wildcats Conservation Alliance, which is a conservation initiative that supports wild tigers and Amur leopards, and 100% of all funds donated goes towards field conservation work. We have 2 Sumatran tigers here at Wellington Zoo, who are fantastic ambassadors for their relatives in the wild. In 2015, I headed over to England to support Wildcats Conservation Alliance, sharing my expertise and knowledge. It was an absolutely amazing experience and one I'll never forget.
My name's Harmony, I'm one of the primate keepers here at the zoo, and cotton-top tamarins are one of my favourite species. They've got very close family bonds and for a small monkey have a very big attitude. Unfortunately, in 2008 they became an endangered species and there's now only about 6,000 individuals left in a small pocket of northwestern Colombia. One of Wellington Zoo's conservation partners is Proyecto Titi, who are based in Colombia. They work very closely with local communities to ensure the long-term preservation of cotton-top tamarins. This includes research, education programs and community programs like showing people how to make bindis, which are a small cooking stove that uses less wood and therefore less trees. Here at Wellington Zoo we have a family group of cotton-top tamarins that are part of the global breeding program.
My name is Jo and I'm the animal care manager here at Wellington Zoo. We care for a lot of different animals here, from native New Zealand species to exotic animals, and these species range everything from vulnerable to critically endangered in the wild. We're incredibly proud here at Wellington Zoo to have one of our conservation partners as Traffic. Traffic are a wildlife trade monitoring network who work globally to investigate and research the impact of wildlife trade, both legally and illegally, around the world. Traffic's mission is very close to the work that we do here at Wellington Zoo, because we both want to provide a bright future for both animals and their environment in the wild.
My name's Anders and I work with the red pandas at Wellington Zoo. The red pandas are native to the bamboo slopes of the Himalayan mountains in Asia. Wellington Zoo partners with Red Panda Network, who work to understand and protect red pandas in Nepal, and to help build awareness within the local community to promote habitat protection. Through their Forest Guardianship program, Red Panda Network employs volunteers from the local community to survey the red panda wild population. Promoting ecotourism and establishing anti-poaching networks are some of the projects that Red Panda Network is involved in. Wellington Zoo provided staff to help the Red Panda Network with the establishment of a Roots and Shoots education program, which aims to raise awareness of the importance of red panda conservation and ecological restoration. By partnering with local communities, the Red Panda Network is ensuring that the conservation work will be carried forward by all who share their home with the red panda.
My name is Jackie and I'm a primate keeper here at Wellington Zoo. I work with a lot of different primate species, including our chimpanzees. I find the chimpanzees are so much fun to work with. They're hilarious, their social dynamics are fascinating, and they're just great to be around. Wellington Zoo supports the Jane Goodall Institute New Zealand, which is undertaking global and local work on conservation and sustainability issues. They empower people and communities to take action for people, animals, and the environment. So here in New Zealand, I coordinate the Roots and Shoots National Youth Leadership Council, and I'm also an ambassador for the Roots and Shoots program. It's been an amazing experience and I'm very lucky to be working with the Jane Goodall Institute New Zealand. It feels wonderful to be a part of an organisation which is truly making a difference around the world to people, animals and the environment.
It's pretty incredible to think that just by visiting Wellington Zoo and making some small, simple changes, that you can be directly contributing to saving some of the world's most endangered species. So thank you for helping us to protect and preserve animals in the wild. Me te aki, kia ora.